you see Dylan Carrier a little farther back, but we do see Thomas Horvath there in the NJBDesigns.com Monster Energy 54 back there, as well as the 2 ride. Landon Burbage down on pit road, the Prince's towing machine, looking to have himself a good day, hoping to try to work his way into these playoffs. Same with that number 29 ride of Chris Stange right there behind him, hoping to have a good run, hoping to have a good solid drive here this afternoon as practice going to come to a close. Practice coming to an end. That means qualifying about to get ready to unleash and see all these drivers jump out there, see if they can lay down a quick time or two and maybe put themselves into that pole position here in this one. As Albert Anderson coming in, showing the love over on YouTube as well, has this hashtag WinkerNation. WinkerNation in the house, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You guys know what to do, man. Absolutely free. Helps us out a ton. Helps the stream grow an absolute ton as well. All you got to do, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow or subscribe button, and drop a couple comments into that comment section. Let us know who you're cheering for, who you want to see up here in victory lane after tonight's racing action. Who do you want to see pick up the win here in this one as drivers getting ready to roll out onto the racetrack? There goes Landon Burbage. There goes that 6 ride, the Premium Stock Car Racing League number 6 of Brian Underwood. William Connolly gonna jump out there, the F-Cancer, the FU Cancer car, gonna slide out there onto the speedway. Here comes Ryan Holler in the Consumer Cellular Castrol Engine number 99 ride. In the 9, the Scooby-Doo ride, the Premier Setups number 9 machine jumping out there onto the racetrack. Aiden Lucas in the Beyond Detailing 77 ride, getting ready to go to battle here as well. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in for what's going to be another absolutely amazing show here this afternoon. Ron Zerk, Mr. Zerk coming in, showing the love with the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Ron coming in, showing the love again here this afternoon. Nelson Johns coming in as well with the thumbs up here on the broadcast. Says, what's up, Mr. Aaron? How's your Saturday evening going, sir? So far, going pretty good. You know, we did a little stream earlier, a couple hours there, playing a little bit of Madden and a little iRacing in there as well myself, just on the old mouse and key. But other than that, you know, it was a lot of Madden here in the afternoon, kind of just hanging with the boys over in the Outcast Racing League Discord, having some fun, playing some football, and trying to get a little bit better at that. But you know, we're back up here in the booth, and there's no better place to finish off an evening than up here in the broadcast booth and watching the Premium Stock Car Racing League drivers go to battle here this afternoon. As Aiden Lucas looking to lay down a quick time out there on the speedway. Here comes that beautiful NJB Designs Auto Value Parts Store. The Jordan machine currently of Dallas Seward looking to have a good run. Landon Burbage about to get done his first lap of qualifying. We'll see where the Prince's towing number 2 ride can put himself here, as he will jump to the top of the speed chart. But a 54.63, not awful. So far, he's the quickest between himself, William Connolly, Noah Blackwell, all getting done their lap times. Right now, Landon Burbage with that quick time. Now we see Jaden Porter getting done his lap. He'll slide into 4th. Aiden Lucas going to get down a lap. He's going to be there in 6th. Chris Stange back in 7th. We do see Ryan Holler jumping up into 3rd. A good run right there for Holler. Dylan Carrier now up into that 6th position. Brian Underwood now into 8th as Dallas Seward with the quick time. Seward's going to jump up and take that top spot away here from Landon Burbage. We'll have to wait and see if somebody else can do that. If they can do it a little better, as Nelson John says, saw that, you suck. Just kidding. You need some practice on Madden. Yeah, definitely need some practice. And I mean, that's on like all Madden or all pro. It's like the hardest setting you can get on there. And you know, unfortunately, you know, I'm not used to it. You know, it's been a little while since I've been on the sticks. It's been a little while since I played some Madden. So kind of getting re-used to that. And then obviously jumping right into the thick of things and going right to the hardest setting. Definitely tough to get used to. The second game we played, we did a lot better, playing against a very veteran player there in the Madden leagues and everything else. So that was definitely a lot of fun. As Gary Bergen, hopefully I'm saying that right, Gary Bergen coming in, showing the love here as well with the thumbs up here on the broadcast. Dallas Seward still quickest here in qualifying. Brian Underwood now up into second, Landon Burbage, and then we see William Connolly and Josh Kreider now inside the top 5. So Kreider with a good run in the target. Kreider, number 5 machine, out there on the speedway now into that 5th position. Chris Stange, Matthew Wood, Ryan Haller, Dylan Carrier, and Aiden Lucas rounding out our top 10. Then we see Noah Blackwell, Jaden Porter, the one ride here of Jordan Hand, Thomas Horvath, and Ben Gleason rounding out our top 15 so far, as Nathan Brookover, Kevin Winker, Danny White, and Grant Applegate yet to slide out there onto the speedway for their qualifying attempts. Alrighty, as qualifying slowly but surely coming to a close, we're going to quickly jump into our other scene here, and we are going to get a quick word in from our opening command, Lonnie Kreider. Kreider coming in again with another beautiful opening command. Let's get a quick listen in here as Lonnie's going to give these drivers the command to fire up those engines and get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon.
Hey, don't be scared. It's me, Lonnie Kreider, your Grand Marshal for tonight's race. And it's Halloween week. And do we have some special guests with you tonight? We have Jordan Kreider coming in here. He is not racing tonight. He's going out in a truck to try to scare a bunch of people and make them wreck tonight. And he's going to tell us somebody else is coming tonight.
Let's get ready to go.
Natalie here. Start those engines!
Let's go racing, guys. Be careful.
Alrighty, give it up there for Lonnie Kreider and crew coming in with the opening command here this afternoon. We're going to take a quick listen in here as our national anthem being brought to you by Landon Burbage. So we do ask you to please rise and remove your hats here at this moment in time as we listen to our national anthem.
From hard hats to steel-toed boots, Grainger's got your safety needs covered. Literally. Shop Grainger's vast inventory of safety products. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Alrighty, shout out there to Landon Burbage coming in with our opening command here in this afternoon, coming in with the national anthem. Lonnie Kreider with that opening command here to get the festivities here this afternoon underway, as 70 laps of racing action about to come right at you here from the beautiful Talladega Super Speedway. As we'll get these drivers rocking and rolling out there onto the speedway, we'll go through the field here as the NJB Designs Jordan, the Auto Value Parts Stores number 38 of Dallas Seward will start here in that pole position. To his outside in the 6th ride, it is the Augustins iRacing Graphics number 6 machine. That is Brian Underwood starting there in 2nd. Starting in the 3rd spot, the Princess Towing number 2. That is the NJB Designs ride of Landon Burbage. To his outside in the F Cancer number 25, that is William Connolly. Starting in position number 5 in the 5 ride, it is the Josh Kreider machine as the Camaro. There in position number 5 of Josh Kreider will get ready to rock and roll. To his outside in the field of motorsports, admin box and number 29 machine, that is Chris Stange. Starting in position number 7 in the 16 ride, the Racers for Christ Camaro, that is the Chevy ride of Matthew Wood. He was outside in the 1 ride, the Premier Racing Setups number 1, that is Jordan Hand. Starting on the inside, a row number 5 in the 99 ride. The Consumer Cellular number 99, that is Ryan Haller to his outside in the Bass Pro Shops Club. Premier Setups and the Premier Racing Setups number 88 machine of Dylan Carrier rounding out our top 10. Starting in position number 11, it's the 77. It is the Beyond Detailing ride of Aiden Lucas to his outside in the Scooby-Doo Premier Racing Setups number 9 machine. That is Noah Blackwell. Starting in position number 13 in the number 74 ride is the Sim Racing Center ride of Jaden Porter to his outside in the NJP Designs number 54 is Thomas Horvath. Starting in position number 15 in the Oscar Mayer Hot Dogs ride is Ben Gleason to his outside. In the Red Bull Racing ride, it is Grant Applegate. Then we see Danny White in the Jack Adams ride with the Kevin Winker Muleburger Custom Homes 42 and Nathan Brookover bringing up the rear of the field. As we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, we are quickly Green Flag Racing here from Talladega Super Speedway. As out in front, door to door, down through corner 1 and out at corner number 2. They're going to stick right there together. The outside lane start to build up a little bit more momentum as here comes a trio of premium stock car racing rides, as that is the Premier Racing Setups ride of Mr. Jordan Hand, trying to take us 3 wide right out of the get-go. He's looking for some more good pushes and shoves from his teammates back there behind him. The 88 of Dylan Carrier, the 9 ride of Noah Blackwell, as they try to work that third line. The middle lane starting to pay dividends, and here comes the 42 out of nowhere. Here comes that 42 ride, trying to work himself up and through the field. It's Kevin Winker from basically the back of the pack, from the outhouse almost to the penthouse here. Is there 4 wide into the corner? I'm not sure if this is going to work out for him or not. Does not look like it. Contact. William Connolly tied up in this one, turned around. Looked like Noah Blackwell also going to get a piece of this, as they were 4 wide back down into corner number 1. Unfortunately, just running out of room here. So the 38 of Dallas Seaward, the 25 ride, both kind of stuck here in the middle. Unfortunately, they start rubbing and scrubbing. Each of them trying to find a lane, each of them trying to find a groove. Unfortunately for William Connolly, he just keeps coming up. The 38 ride's already there. The 38 can't go much farther north, as the 9 ride's there to his outside. Unfortunately, they all get tied together. Hard contact there. Noah Blackwell nowhere to go. Look at that 25 ride almost going airborne. Luckily enough, those roof flaps all come out. They all do their job. Same with the hood flaps there to make sure that car stays planted on the ground. And you do see the 9 ride getting back up into the outside fence as well. Heavy contact there for Noah Blackwell. Heavy damage for the 38. Our pole sitter, Dallas Seaward, as let's see if we can jump right on board here with Dallas Seaward. As Dallas trying to keep himself out of trouble right here, trying to keep himself, pointing in the right direction, but 4 wide racing down into quarter number 1. It'll work here through the straightaways in the tri-oval, but headed down into these corners, it can get tight in a quick hurry. 4 wide is definitely a tough time, and you see how 25 to 38 do run into issues, and that's how quickly she can happen. Luckily enough, only 3 drivers were collected, and that everyone else able to keep their cars pretty clean and unscathed there from that contact, as Noah Blackwell down pit side continuing to get some work done to the Scooby-Doo number 9 machine, as the Premium Stock Car, or the Premium Stock Car Racing League, but the Premier Racing Setups ride definitely has quite a bit of damage. He's going to have to use that quick fix early on, getting this car repaired and open to get back out there onto the speedway. The 25 ride jumping back out here. He's still got some pretty good rear damage and right front damage there for William Connolly. And the 38 ride of Dallas Seaward, I'm not sure if Seaward's going to come down pit side or not. He does have quite a bit of front end damage here on this 38 ride. You see that hood all crumpled up. A lot of air going to be able to get in and through the the hood and everything right there. So you want to be kind of careful here and not have a big parachute out there on the speedway, especially when it's aerodynamic racetrack like this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone coming in showing the love here in this one. I appreciate each and every one of you, but let's see everyone comment in the comment section right now. Who do you want to see in victory lane? Who do you want to see pick up the dub here this afternoon? And make sure you hit that like button on the broadcast right now. There's only 2 likes. We have 20 viewers, 20 drivers, or 20 viewers watching right now, and only 2 likes on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, smash that like button right now. As Dallas says, that goddamn 38 wreck in the field once again. Dallas, unfortunate break there for you, brother. Unfortunate break for you. Let's see if we can actually get Dallas up here now that he's into his pit box. See if we can drag Dallas in here for a little in-race interview, and he can take us through what kind of just happened. Hey, Dallas, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I sure do. How's it going?
Not too bad. Dallas, man, a tough break early on in this race after being able to lead some laps here and being able to start out in front of this field. You're stuck back here on pit road trying to get this car repaired and back into one piece, man. How do you rebound from this early accident?
There's still a lot of racing left. You got stage breaks coming up. I'm probably just going to sacrifice myself and go down a lap early and just get this damage fixed. I mean, I didn't need to use my fast repair. I only had a little bit of required. So the rest of it's just optional. Maybe I'll stay out and keep chipping away at the optional. I don't want to use my fast repair yet. If I'm a little off the pace, it's fine. But unfortunate break. I tried to come up early to catch up with my whole Redemption Motorsports team flying up on the outside there. I wanted to catch in and join them, and I don't know if there was a bit of net code with me and William. I haven't gone back and watched it, but that was unfortunate. But the car's fast. I was surprised I was able to get on the pole. I've never been a good super speedway qualifier, so we're just gonna go back out there and do this again. I got a good feeling about tonight with our team, and we got a lot of good drivers in this, so I'm just gonna keep chopping away at it. I think you saw me at Daytona earlier this year. I was down, but I was not out, and we came back for a good finish there. So just a little bit more of that. It's super early. We got a lot of racing left.
Absolutely, a lot of racing, a lot of laps here, and obviously trying to have to work your way back up through the field here. You know, you got a lot of teammates, a lot of helping hands out there on the racetrack. You know, if they run into issues or anything else, they're going to be able to find some extra friends out there to help try to get you back up there to the front of the field.
I'm hoping so. Honestly, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of people are happy with me right now, and that's just unfortunate because I haven't really done what they're all accusing me of all season, but that's just hurt feelings, and that is what it is. And you know what? I've been pretty good with how I've been racing this year. I'm feeling pretty confident, and I think when push comes to shove, people know that help gets you going to the front. So I think we'll be okay.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there for the rest of the evening and hoping to see you get that, another good finish here on the season. So good luck, have some fun, and enjoy the rest of this race.
Appreciate you. Hope for a good broadcast. Hope we put on a good show.
Absolutely, brother. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the number 38 ride. Dallas Stewart getting tied up there in that one. Unfortunate contact, unfortunate damage early on in this race as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose for another restart. Well, our first restart of the evening, but our second start of the day. As Brian Carrier says, good luck, Dylan Carrier, cheering on the 88 machine. Already looking pretty good out there on the speedway, working himself up 5 spots early in this race and trying to get that Premier Racing Setups ride up towards the front of the field here, working well so far with his teammate there in that other Premier Racing Setups ride, the one machine of Jordan Hand right there in front of him. As Catherine Beverly says Matthew will win this race. That's a bold statement right there, but Matthew Wood definitely a good choice to pick up a checkered flag on any given night here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Is down through the Geico restart zone. We quickly go back to green flag racing here at Talladega Super Speedway. The duo Landon Burbage out in front. Burbage looking to try to keep himself there as the one ride stuck right on his back bumper. Josh Kreider trying to get some pushes and some shunts here from the 16 of Matthew Wood as the outside lane down to only 3 cars here. Things are a little bit more broken up. Things are a little bit more spread out here on this restart. Unfortunately, that outside groove kind of lacking in some help here for that draft as And only 3 cars, but they are fast cars up there on the outside lane. Kreider trying to hang on to that 3rd spot. Unfortunately, do see Dylan Carrier going to go around him here. And I see things kind of getting a little bit more broken up. Here you go, the premium stock car racing rides. The premium setups machines quickly to the front of the field. Jordan Hand now at the front of the pack. Here is Josh Kreider going to jump down to the inside lane. Going to think better of it. Nope. Looks like they're going to slide down in front of him here. Leave Matthew Wood and the 29 ride of Chris Stange up there on the outside, basically by their lonesome. Starting to get a little help here as here comes Brian Underwood and a few more of our competitors. Here comes that number 99 Ryan Haller, the 79 ride of Danny White, trying to get that outside groove rolling, as well as more drivers moving around here at the front of the field, as it looks like Jordan Hand really starting to put some blocks on here. Unfortunately for Matthew Wood, he slides all the way back now into about the 11th position on the speedway. He goes from fighting at the front of the field now to all the way back here, as now we see the 5 ride of Josh Kreider. Looks like Kreider coming down pit side here. Unfortunately, serving a penalty from last week's race. You got to be careful. You do not want to come down with too much speed. You do not want to get caught speeding down pit road after already having to serve a penalty from last week. So Kreider taking this 5 ride down pit side. This could be a good break for him here, as the number 5 machine is just hoping to see this one kind of go clean and get that caution flag on lap number 20, as our stages will be lap number 20 and lap number 40 here. So if you do go a lap down or you lose the draft, you end up a little farther back here, there is some good news. There is a good break here, as lap 20 and lap 40, we will see those caution flags come out. Stage points will be given. Now, if you're in the playoffs, you're trying to earn these extra points to work your way into the next round of our Premium Stock Car Racing League playoffs, you really want to be able to get those stage points. And right now, for the 5 ride, looking a little bleak here on that stage point area. So unfortunately, he's going to need either a quick caution flag and then able to work himself back up through the field, or he's going to have to hope for a lot of these drivers that are currently in the playoffs to not be up here looking to work their way into the top 10 for those stage points on the evening. As now we see things getting a little bit more sprung out here. 3 wide at the front of the field. Things are going to look a little bit more different, as down low quickly comes that 6 ride of Brian Underwood and the 54 of Thomas Horvath. Is Horvath right there on his back bumper, trying to push that 6 ride to the front of the field. Landon Burbage down low here in the 2 ride. The Prince's Towing Machine, they're in position number 4 and looking for more, but the 88 getting another good shove here on the outside groove. Dylan Carrier now to the front of the field. So Carrier jumps out in front. The pair of Premier Racing Setups rides at the front of the pack here. They're hoping to see their teammate, which is right there behind them. They're hoping to get lined up here again with Noah Blackwell. Blackwell does have a little bit of damage on the front end of that number 9 ride, as the other Premier Racing Setups right there in the middle, kind of stuck right down there. But here comes Jordan Hand. Hand's going to come down low. He's going to pick him up. Ooh, big shove right there. Wowzers. I'm amazed that we did not see. Oh, there we go. We're going to see Chris Stange up into the fence, but I think we are going to see a couple other drivers run into issues. One of those being Landon Burbage. Heavy rear end damage here for that 2 ride of Landon Burbage is down low. Actually, no, up high. You see this. Yeah, he went from the bottom to the top here. Watch the 29 right here. The admin box right there. He's going to get some contact. So he's going to get very, very loose here. Let's play this back just ever so slightly. So Chris Stange trying to work that outside lane here. He's going to get a big shove from the 16 ride into the corner right there. He loses it. As he starts to lose it, Matthew Wood gets checked up here, trying to stay off of him, trying not to spin him around. Unfortunately, Landon Burbage, kind of chain reaction here. As he kind of gets in there, he's going to have to get onto the binders as well to avoid this 16 ride. As he does, he gets a little piece of him, but then the 99 Hauler does not see how this is all transpiring. Unfortunately, doesn't have enough time, gets into the back end of the 2 right, sends him down the racetrack, and I do believe some heavy damage right there as the 57 right of Applegate going to get hard into him there. Nowhere for Applegate to go, nothing for Burbage to do except for hang on and hope for the best there in that one. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with this 2 machine and really see what he can see from the cockpit as these drivers are battling out there on the racetrack, just inches off of each other. Unfortunately, mistakes will be made. Here you go. You're going to get a good look at it. Yeah, he has to get checked up. Unfortunately, the 9 right could not get checked up in time, and pretty heavy hit right there for the 2, and pretty heavy hit for the 57 right of Applegate. You see that hood flopped up, and the car trying to cruise back down pit road. Unfortunate heavy damage there for both contenders, as that will put us back under the caution flag. Some heavy hits, some heavy damage right there, and unfortunately, a couple more drivers running into issues. A couple of our playoff drivers running into issues here early in this race. Now they can come back down pit side, get some repairs, get the help that they need. And you do see Dallas Seward. He's back down pit road. He's looking to get that repair. He's looking to try to get this car fixed up and back out there as well. And hoping to see this thing kind of take shape again, get a little bit better, and hoping to slide back out there onto the speedway. We do see Josh Kreider out here as well, so this is a big break for the Kreider ride. Is actually going to move him up into the 11th position here, and he's still going to have a few laps before we go back to green flag racing. So Kreider, who had to make that unscheduled pit stop down there, had to make that pass-through penalty here in this one, you know, he was back outside the draft, maybe at risk in this stage to go a lap down if it stayed clean and green. Luckily enough, that caution flag's going to come back out. That's going to put him right back into the fight here at the front of the field. So a great break there for Kreider, as we'll get them all ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. Let's see if we can pull one of those drivers in here that was part of that wreck right there, as that was definitely a tough one. As Chad Kreider says they just promoted Harris on the dang break. Oh no! Oh no! On my break, on my channel, we gotta cancel that. We gotta make sure they never do that again. You YouTube and your liberal and shit. No, no way, no way, Jose. Trump for life, baby. Trump for life. As we're going to get ready here to see if we can pull the number. I want to pull Landon Burbage in here, the 2 right. Let's see if we can get him up here real quick. All right, here we go. We're going to get Landon Burbage in here for a quick little in-race interview, as Landon trying to get that car repaired, trying to get this thing back out there onto the racetrack after that contact. Hey, Landon, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Landon, man, a tough break right there. Everyone running tight together on the high side. Unfortunately, things started to stack up in a little bit of a chain reaction there for you as you trying to stay out of the back bumper of the 16. Unfortunately, the number 99 ride could not get checked up quick enough. Make some hard contact there with your rear bumper, and it just shoots you down the racetrack, and fortunately collecting Grant Applegate there as well. Take us back through that one. What's going through your mind there after that first big contact here on the speedway?
I was, fortunate that I could get my damage fixed, but I just knew as soon as I saw Staines, get wobbly a little bit, and Matthew had to check up, and I couldn't. I had no time to react, and then I just got ran into in the back and spun out, and fortunately it wasn't a lot of damage, so I got it fixed all up and try to get some stage points here.
Absolutely. So it's still a few laps left here. How do you try to work yourself now from the back of the pack towards that top 10, towards that top 5 to earn yourself some pretty decent stage points here on the afternoon?
Just try to, work together with my teammates as best as I can and just make aggressive moves, but not too aggressive to where, it could cause up in a wreck. But gonna try my best to get back up to the top 5 and try to get some decent stage points for this first stage here.
Absolutely, brother. Well, good luck out there. Have some fun. Hopefully we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the
Yep. Thank you, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Jaden Porter, no, Landon Burbage, not Jaden Porter, sorry, reading the wrong name. Landon Burbage coming in here for a quick little in-race interview after that contact, running into some issues out there. Tough break there for him, and unfortunate contact for the number 2 machine as we'll get him stacked up, racked up. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. It's nice and easy down through the Geico restart zone. Brian Underwood quickly back onto the loud pedal. So Underwood quickly sliding out in front. Now, does he stay hooked up here on the outside with the 66 right? No. Decides to jump down low. A big shove coming to his back bumper. His driver starting to build up that speed. Starting to build up that momentum as up through the gears here. Down the back straightaway. They'll be hitting full song and bird here. Down the back stretch, and drivers back up to full speed now on the backstretch as out in front. Brian Underwood leads the way here, trying to pick up maybe the stage win, but here comes a lot of other drivers that want to keep this 6 right back there behind them. Each and every one of our playoff contenders hoping to try to earn this stage win, earn as many points as possible here in our playoffs here this year. Yo, Victor Ferguson. Victor coming in with the like and the share here on the broadcast. How are you, Victor? Victor coming in showing the love, and Corey Busker coming in showing the love as well. It says, is there a Discord link for the league? There is a Discord link for the league. 100%, Corey. 100%, brother. Let me, I can snag it for you. I can add it for you right into the comment section there if you're interested in getting in on the league. Unfortunately, the league is closed, I do believe, until the new season gets underway. Now, I'm not sure when that's going to be, but I do know that we got probably about 5 or 6 more races here of this season left, and then probably a couple weeks off, and then back into the new season here with these drivers. I don't think they're adding new drivers in. They may, but I'm not 100% sure. You'd have to join that Discord and then, ask them that question. I got you, brother. I got you, Corey. I got you, brother. 100%. As out in front, leading the way, it is the Premium Stock Car Racing League's number 88, the Premier Racing Setups NJB Designs. Bass Pro Shops ride the 88 out in front, show these drivers out to get it done. Dylan Carrier and his teammate, they're leading the outside lane as well. Both drivers trying to lock down the front row here on the speedway, trying to keep it so that the drivers back there behind them can't make the moves, can't jump up here and make those shots to try to jump up and around. And now you see the 9 ride trying to drive right up there as well. Their teammate in that Premier Racing setup, Scooby-Doo number 9 machine, Noah Blackwell, now up inside the top 5 as well, trying to stay hooked up onto the back bumper here as we are 3 wide racing here at Talladega Super Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go, as these drivers put on one heck of a race for us already here in this one, man. Some great racing, some great battling, and 3 wide racing here at Talladega. Even with 20 drivers out there on the racetrack, duking it out, battling here, still being able to stay 2-3 wide and holding these lines fairly conservative out there on the speedway is definitely a beautiful thing to see. And now you do see the 1 right ahead. Oh, contact, look out, squirrely, around goes the 79. Oh, I don't know how we did. There it is, caution flag on the racetrack. Wow, Danny White had his hands full there after Jordan Hand made the move up to the high side. He came in with a whole head of steam here. Him and Josh Kreider and a few other drivers kind of got in there pretty deep. An unfortunate contact here as you'll watch this number 1 ride right here. Slides up in front, but he's going to get a good shove from the 5 ride. So Danny White in the Jack Daniels 79 getting this big shove from the 5 machine. Unfortunately, as he gets that shove, he kind of shoots him towards the middle. Unfortunately, gets into the wrong spot on the back bumper there. Jordan Hand gets Hand into the outside fence, and then they start to bounce around. The 79, the 42, look at the 79, the 5 ride trying to stay off of him. There's the unfortunate contact. See Landon Burbage in there again as well. He's going to get a little contact into that one. So doesn't the 54 Horvath, the 66 ride. Unfortunate break right there's the 66 hard contact there. Ben Gleason right into the rear end of Kevin Winker, the innocent bystander in all this, just trying to keep himself out of it, trying to keep that car, pointed in the right direction and trying to keep it safe out there on the speedway. Unfortunately, did not work out too well for him. Let's see if we can take another look at it, get another view of what happens here as some hard contact, a lot of beating and banging and bouncing around here on the back straightaway, and unfortunately, two drivers with some pretty heavy, extensive damage here. Doesn't look like too much damage done to the 79 ride. Heavy rear end damage there for the 42 of Kevin Winker. Heavy damage for the 66 of Ben Gleason. As all these drivers going to get ready to go back to battle, getting ready to go back down pit side here. We are going to see pretty much everybody make their way down pit road, as I do believe this will bring us right to the end of stage number 1. It's Victor Ferguson. What's good, Victor? Victor coming in saying, hey, how are you? How are you, Victor? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Saturday. Nelson says, let's go. Grinder. It's Kreider, not Grinder. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that may be his new nickname here in this one. Brian Carrier says, let's go. 88 cheering on the 88 machine of Dylan Carrier out there on the speedway. So far, Dylan looking very good, very strong out there on the speedway, as he'll get ready for a restart, potentially in that second position. Landon Burbage going to be in position number 3 here, so whatever extra damage the two ride may have gotten under that last caution flag, obviously not bad enough for him to be down pit side for an extended period of time trying to get repairs done. So he's going to keep on rolling here in that 3rd position. Matthew Wood now into 4th. Jaden Porter there in 5th. Nathan Brookover back in 6th with Grant Applegate, Thomas Horvath, Danny White, and Chris Stange rounding out our top 10. Phone spell checked, didn't look. Oh, okay, I get you. Hey, you know what? Honestly, that's a good mistake right there, as Victor says, I like the pumpkin thing around your picture. Yes, Sirski, Hey, we gotta feel those Halloween fall vibes up here. Halloween just around the corner, only about 5 days away. We gotta feel that Halloween vibe up here in the booth, just a little bit, not a whole lot. If we do get any new members or subscribers over on Facebook or Twitch or anything else, we do got some extra little emotes that we're going to have in there as well for everyone to kind of experience throughout the live stream, so we can kind of help celebrate their them becoming paid subscribers or members here on the channel, which is absolutely an amazing thing and a very generous thing. So we got something extra in there for you, and we also got brand new emotes over there as well. New emote stickers that you can put into the chat over on the YouTube channel as well, exclusive to our Peacemaker Sub Club members here. So all of our Sub Club members get an extra little bit of things to use here in this one, being able to use those emotes and kind of celebrate and show their anger or their tears of joy or their tears of laughter. I don't know if it's just me crying there or not, but the love bug as well, the GGs, the let's go baby, you can kind of cheer on your drivers with those extra little emotes here, the little Peacemaker emotes there as well. As Catherine says, let's go, number 16. You got this, MDW, Matthew Wood. I love that. Matthew, I'm going to say David Wood. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a stretch, but I'm assuming maybe it's David. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't tell me what his middle name is, but MDW, I'm assuming is David. Could be completely wrong there on Matthew Wood's middle name, but that's kind of what I would kind of roll with, maybe. As we're going to get ready here to go back to Green Flag Racing, it is Noah Blackwell, Dylan Carrier on the front row. Back in position number 3 is Landon Burbage, Matthew Wood there in row number 2. Then we see Applegate, Porter, White, Underwood, Horvath, and Ryan Haller rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Chris Stange there in 11th. He's on the outside of some stage points here, looking in. Same with William Connolly, Josh Kreider, Jordan Hand, the number 8 of Nathan Brookover, the 66 of Ben Gleason, Dallas Seward, Kevin Winker, and unfortunately for the Aiden Lucas fans here, the Beyond Detailing, number 77 Ryan's been down pit side here for an extended period of time. I'm not sure what may have happened or transpired here for the 77. The car looks fixed. It looks good, but unfortunately down pit road here for an extra period of time here. Staying down pit road, definitely not where you want to be here on the super speedways. It's tough to get those laps back if they're on the racetrack. Alrighty, as we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, the premier racing setups rides of the Noah Blackwell machine and Dylan Carrier ride 1 and 2 on the speedway down through the Geico restart zone, as I do believe stage number 2 has come to a close here. So stage number 1 has come to a close there, as I believe they use that caution flag as our stage break. So drivers that were at the front of the field there are able to earn themselves some extra bonus points towards the playoffs or just towards the regular point standings here in the season. Are definitely thankful of that stage break, and we do see stage number 2 now getting underway. As out in front, the 9 wide trying to hold off Matthew Wood, but Wood trying to jump up here and looking to take this race lead back away. So Wood right there down low, unfortunately lost some drafting help as the 9 ride is going to find his teammate here once again, as Dylan Carrier right back to his rear bumper, trying to keep the premier racing setups rides here at the front of the field. But Wood down low, the number 57 of Grant Applegate, trying to get that third line rolling here once again. Unfortunately sliding backwards a little bit. That middle lane, bottom lane, both working their way to the front of the field, as the 9, Noah Blackwell, keeping himself here at the front of the pack. Matthew Wood, though, staying right there down to his inside. Some great racing here throughout the field as drivers trying to work themselves back up towards the front, trying to work themselves around a few of their fellow competitors there, and this is where the pushing and shoving, it starts to build up here. Stage 1 already coming to a close. Stage 2 about to come to a close here on lap number 40. It seems like it's a long time out there on the racetrack, but the click off 20 laps. It does not take that long, especially if we see a caution flag or 2. We could be done those 20 laps in a quick hurry, and you could be out of time to try to earn yourself those extra points here for the playoffs, especially being able to pick up that bonus point for the stage win. Getting that extra point that follows with you all the way through our playoffs here, and being able to use that extra point or 2 to try to work yourself into the next round, as every single point counts here, Chad. And not one of these drivers don't want to get that one extra spot or that one extra point or 2 extra points here throughout this race. They're trying their best here to get as much as they can, knowing that every single point is going to matter on whether or not they get eliminated here from the Premium Stock Car Racing League playoffs, or they get to keep on fighting for their championship hopes, as they're all fighting for it right now out there on the speedways. Out in front, it's Matthew Wood. Down low, the inside lane, building up that momentum, and here comes the outside lane as well, as that middle group kind of getting left high and dry here. Not a whole lot of help back there through that middle groove, as you do see the pair of NJP Designs Premier Racing Setups rides there in that middle, as Noah Blackwell and Dylan Carrier kind of sliding backwards. Now you do see the 9 ride who's going to slide up onto the top shelf here. Fortunately, that's going to thin out that middle groove even more, and that's going to slow down the outside groove as well. They lost a lot of momentum there off quarter exit. They're trying to build that momentum back up here into quarter number 3. The 9 ride's going to leave the Horvat, or the 57 of Applegate up there again, as he jumps right back down low, tries to pick up his teammate as 3-line racing here at Talladega Super Speedway. Man, a lot of fun, a lot of great racing here. When you get in behind the wheel of one of these rides, especially deeper in the field, it can be pretty intimidating out there, knowing that you gotta be virtually perfect here. You take a look back at a driver like Underwood or any of these cats back here, man, they gotta be very good out there on the speedway. Being 3 wide, you can't run too tight here. You gotta make sure you hit your marks. You don't make those mistakes. You come down a little too low, you pinch that driver down low off, could spin yourself around. Or you make that mistake and go up high, you can shove that car to your outside into the outside fence. So you gotta be really careful here on where you're choosing to kind of make these moves, kind of put yourself towards the front of the field. And you see some of them able to do it a little bit easier, finding that extra groove, finding that extra speed by sliding around the speedway, going from the middle group to the high group, trying to jump in front of drivers, trying to slide closer and closer to the front of the field, because you don't have a whole lot of room here to really make moves, to really make passes here on the speedway without having someone right on your back bumper. So if you don't have that driver necessarily right there with you to really make these big runs or big grooves or anything else. You're kind of just stuck here riding, and that's where it gets very, very tough to try to get yourself to the front of the field. Riding back here in the rear of the field, trying to keep yourself out of trouble has its benefits, but when you're trying to get those stage points, trying to work yourself up through the traffic, you don't really have a whole lot of room right here. Look at Jordan Hand. Hand's trying to get this outside lane rolling. If he can push the 57 ride to clear that inside or bottom, the bottom or middle lane here, where he can kind of jump down low or push this 57, the car in front of him there, the 6 of Brian Underwood, out in front of the field where he can clear himself from that inside lanes. He can jump down low, trying to lead those guys high and dry up on the high side and try to build up that speed or momentum and be at the lead of the pack there in the middle or that bottom lane. So, trying to work yourself to the front of the field is not as easy as what it would seem. You really got to mind your P's and Q's. You got to wait for your moments to strike. You got to make sure that you take every run you can here. And you see a good run for that outside lane here into corner number 3. Now we could see the 79 jump up to the high side, try to block him, or the 9 himself of Noah Blackwell, as Blackwell continuing to lead the way here in this one. Blackwell back out in front as him and the 88 both jumped down low, took that inside lane away, so they parked themselves in front of the hood of the 16 of Matthew Wooden. And it looks like Blackwell trying to earn himself those extra playoff points and trying to earn himself the extra points here in stage number 2. If he can hang on to it down low, keep all these drivers there to the outside, back there behind him, he may be able to try to pick up this big stage win where he's really looking to get those extra bonus points, knowing that he's one of those drivers that was unfortunately on the outside of the cutoff line, looking in here, knowing that he needs to have a good race at Talladega and needs to hope for some of those drivers in front of him in the point standings to have a tough break, to run into issues where unfortunately they're going to be sucked down pit side for maybe an extended period of time, as we haven't really seen any major hits, any of these big crashes that we're used to seeing here at Talladega Super Speedway or Daytona or any of these super speedways. And the big ones, they always come up, they always bite these drivers in the back end, and there's really nothing you can do to plan for it or to prepare for it. The only thing you can kind of do is run your strategy, whether or not it's trying to stay at the front of the field or staying at the back of the pack. Now we have seen drivers still get collected, not have enough time to get checked up and getting collected in wrecks at the rear of the field, but we've only seen drivers at the front of the pack battling for the race lead, trying to throw a block, trying to throw a big move, unfortunately not clearing the car with a big run or something else can spin them around. We've seen a lot of big wrecks here at the front of the field, just as much as we have throughout the middle or anywhere else on the speedway. So I don't think there's really a safe place for these drivers to go out there on the speedway. It's pretty much anybody's game, as you do see Kevin Winker. He's going to force his way now into the middle. That's going to lead the 79 ride of Danny White high and dry down through the middle here, is once again 4 wide down into corner number 1. Everyone does a great job getting around the 79 as they kind of shoved him up into that little bit of no man's land there into the 4th line, and there's no help, no pushes. He slides all the way back to the rear of the pack here. Now trying to build up that momentum, but look out, the 2 ride. Oh, baby. That one almost got dangerous right there. Some contact between Jaden Porter and the number 2, Landon Burbage. We almost saw them go around right there. Luckily enough, everyone was able to keep themselves pointed in the right direction, but that really broke up this field quite a bit. Now we start to see these drivers spread out a little bit. The drivers that just had to get onto the binders or roll out of the throttle to help avoid any contact with that to Landon Burbage, they now find themselves quite a ways back here. So a tough break there for the 2. Tough break for these drivers that are now trying to work their way back up into this fight at the front of the field. We'll have to wait and see if they can get that 3rd line going again, or if we'll stay 2-lane racing for the next little while before our end of stage number 1. Stage number 2. The stage number 2 slowly but surely starting to come into play here. 31 laps down in this race. Next time by the start finish line, we'll have 8 more laps until stage number 2 comes to a completion. So each and every one of these drivers As these laps get closer and closer to lap 40, the intensity is going to build. The pushes are going to get harder. Everyone's going to be trying to work their way to the front of this field to try to earn as many points as possible here in stage number 2. And that's normally when we see mistakes being made. That's when drivers run into issues. They end up, getting into a driver above them a little too hard, or someone throws a big block and gets spun around. It really comes down to these stage breaks, and if everyone can keep it clean and green and just kind of roll where you are on the speedway, just take it with whatever is hot. And unfortunately, a lot of drivers, man, they don't want to be stuck back here, as now you do see the one ride of Jordan Hand. He's making some moves. He's going up that third lane. He's going up to the top shelf there in that one ride. So Jordan Hand, some of those guys starting to build up a little bit of momentum there on the outside group. He's going to jump right in front of them, and he's going to see if he can take that momentum and those pushes to try to work himself back to the front of the field. As the middle lane now working their way to the front, as Josh Kreider out in front here. Kreider now going to take this race lead. You do see the 42 jumping down low, so does the 25 and the 5 ride of Josh Kreider. So those drivers were able to roll through the middle, be able to jump up and take that race lead. Now you do see Josh Kreider starting to move around a little bit more here, starting to throw those blocks and trying to keep these drivers back there behind them. Kevin Winker going to slide down to the bottom side right in front of the number 9 of Noah Blackwell. So Blackwell now pushing this number 42 right at the front of the field, but now the 42 is pushing the 25 as, oh man, some great moves out here on the speedway. Drivers just kind of working with each other until the last moment, and then they decide to leave them. Unless if their teammates out there, they don't really want to help push one of their competitors or one of those drivers they're battling with in the points towards the front of the field here. So, they may help themselves by getting up there, but as soon as they get an opportunity to try to leave them high and dry, or to leave them without that extra little bit of help, man, they have taken full advantage of that. Keep moving around this racetrack. Is in front, the 25 of William Connolly trying to take this race lead out. As now you do see Kevin Winker. He's going to slide to the middle. They're going to go 4 wide again down into corner number 3 on the speedway. Contact Jaden Porter. Look out, caution flag on the speedway. Jaden Porter in the 79 rider, Danny White, going to come together, and that will bring out our caution flag once again here this afternoon. I do believe our 3rd caution flag, maybe 4th caution flag now on the evening, as a little 4 wide in front of them. I think that got a few drivers unfortunately missing their marks. You do see the 79 just gets in there. Looks like he gets the apron right here. It looks like the front end kind of digs into the apron and it just shoots this car up into that middle groove. And unfortunately, the 8 rider Brookover was already there. He kind of bounces off of Brookover right back down the racetrack and right into the lap there. Danny White, nowhere to go for Danny. You do see the 54 ride somehow or another making his way through that one. Let's see what Thomas Horvath can see here from the cockpit of this number 54. Woo! I don't think it gets any closer than that right there, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow or another, Horvath able to work himself through that spin through that carnage right there and somehow keeps himself out of it, man. That's a good piece of driving. Just barely gets through there. Seas parted at the perfect time and gave him an opening and an extra life out there on the speedway, as Jaden Porter not so lucky. Pretty good damage there for that 74 ride. Pretty decent damage as well for Danny White in the 79 after their pretty good contact out there on the speedway. But now we'll have to wait and see. Do any of these drivers come down pit side? Kevin Winker says, yes, I do. Kevin Winker heads down pit road here in that 42 machine. And we do see a few other drivers deeper in the field come down pit road as well. Dallas Stewart in that 38 ride. Nathan Brookover, Danny White, Ben Gleason, and Thomas Horvath all coming down pit road here during this caution break, as a lot of those drivers unfortunately on the outside looking in here, as stage number 2 has not yet come to a close. We should go back to green flag racing with probably about 2 laps left to go here in the stage, so this could be a 2-lap shootout to the checkered flag here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a crazy one, as 2 laps for drivers to duke it out to get to the front of the field, to earn those playoff points, to earn these stage points here on the evening. This could get very, very wild. This could get very interesting here. This is where big mistakes could be made. Drivers just trying to push a little harder, a little farther, and unfortunately, that's when things happen out there on the speedway, and things happen here quickly at the Talladega Super Speedway, and that's where we see these big wrecks, the huge calamities in real life racing here at the super speedways and here on the simulator. So drivers are going to have to be right on their tippy toes, trying to make sure they keep themselves out of trouble here this afternoon. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, please do us a favor. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the broadcast, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button as well. Hit that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family today. Hit that join button as well, become a brand new member here on the Peacemaker family. Become a brand new member here on the channel as, you know, we're always looking to try to grow our members group, the Peacemaker members group, the sub club here this afternoon. If you guys are interested in seeing some of the benefits that you would get for being a member here on Peacemaker Gaming, hit that join button and see if you know, if it lines up with what you want or what you want to see more of, and help us out up here in the booth with day-to-day cost here on the speedway and everything else, as well as we'll put the link in there as well. If the join button isn't showing up for people, there is the link for the YouTube members group right there. You guys can get a quick look at all the benefits here of being members here on Peacemaker Gaming over there on YouTube, or subscriber over on Facebook and Twitch. Alrighty, as a little bit of a shootout here to finish off stage number 2. We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out, see who can put themselves into the winner's circle here for this stage. This is going to get a little bit wild as drivers stacked up 2 by 2 by 2. Once again out there on the speedway, getting ready to play here again this afternoon as... Woo, baby, this is going to get intense. This is going to get a little bit intense. This is going to get a little bit wild here. Only 2 laps to the end of the stage. Drivers on the edge of their seats, pull your belts tight here one more time as we're going to get ready to go back to battle here this afternoon as Josh Kreider out in front. Kreider leads the way. He's got Jordan Hand starting there to his outside. William Connolly there in 3rd. Grant Applegate there in position number 4. Brian Underwood there in 5th with Noah Blackwell back there in the 6th position. And then we see Chris Stange there in 7th. Matthew Wood in position number 8. Dylan Carrier there in 9th. Ryan Haller, our top 10 here on the Speedway. Landon Burbage, Jaden Porter, Nathan Brookover, Thomas Horvath, Danny White, Dallas Seward, Kevin Winker, and Ben Gleason rounding out our top 18 here on the Speedways. Aiden Lucas, unfortunately, already is looking that car behind pit wall. So a tough break there for Aiden Lucas in the Beyond Detailing number 77 ride down behind pit wall and off of the Speedway here. As of right now, we'll have to wait and see if he joins in a little later here in this one. Alrighty, it's stacked up door to door. The pace truck will make his way back down pit lane, and we'll get ready to go back to battle here from Talladega Super Speedway as Josh Kreider, Jordan Hand, door to door down through corner number 5, technically here on the Speedway, down through the tri-oval here as the front straightaway kind of a little bit more broken up compared to Daytona. We do see that restart zone just on the outside there of the tri-oval is all the way down almost into corner number 1 is that start-finish line. As the green flag quickly back out into the air here for Josh Kreider. Kreider with a great restart there in the 5 machine as he's looking to try to keep himself out in front. William Connolly right there on his back bumper, and now you see Brian Underwood. Underwood jumps up to the outside lane here, so Underwood trying to get some good shots, some good helping hands here from Jordan Hand as Hand sticking right there to his back bumper, still staying double file down the back straightaway. No one's really jumped out of line looking to try to make this a 3-wide fight as of yet as Josh Kreider, Brian Underwood lead both lanes here on the Speedway. Both drivers trying to pick up another stage win, trying to earn those extra playoff points. As same with everybody else back here. They're trying to earn those points as well. They're looking to try to put themselves up and into the green-white checkered here. They're trying to pick up that stage win here on the evening, and they're going to leave Brian Underwood high and dry as both Jordan Hand and Noah Blackwell both jump down low here. So they're looking to try to steal this one away from them, but a little broken up on the outside as I believe we're going to get at least, I do believe this is either the last lap or we're going to get one more lap around here. I'm not sure if it's at the start of lap 40 or the completion of lap 40 here for this stage race. We'll have to wait and see if the caution flag does come out there on lap number 39 and going to 40, and that will be it. But we do see the caution flag coming out anyways. Contact. Around goes the number 8 right of Nathan Brookover, the 57 of Grant Applegate. William Connolly getting collected in that one as well, and the caution flag does fly here in this one. And I do believe down across the line it looks like Josh Kreider will end up being our stage 2 winner here this evening. Chris Staines, Jordan Hand, Noah Blackwell, Brian Underwood, our top 5 here on the Speedway with Ryan Haller, Matthew Wood, Danny White, Dylan Carrier, and Thomas Horvath, all earning some points here in the end of this stage as we'll get ready to pull our stage 2 winner up into the broadcast booth here at Timely Caution Flag. We'll take a quick break and see if we can get a look here at what brought out this caution flag. As some good battling up here, and unfortunately looks like William Connolly, unfortunately, we get some contact right there. You see that shove coming from that 57 of Applegate. Unfortunately, Applegate just gets him in the wrong spot right here. Gets him a little bit more towards that left rear quarter panel, and it just kind of hooks this 25 right around. So tough break right there as both drivers end up down onto the apron. The 25 right trying to keep himself from going around. Unfortunately, he does go all the way around as the 57 up and into the Gaston iRacing Graphics number 8 right, and Nathan Brookover. Brookover nowhere to go here as he's sliding sideways on the racetrack. He's going to get a little bit more contact there with that 57 of Applegate. Applegate comes up the racetrack hard into Dallas Seward right there as well. Dallas ending up with some pretty heavy contact there as well in that 38, but luckily enough, everybody else able to stay out of it, keep their cars in the right direction, and minimize damage and contact out there on the speedway. But definitely not the way William Connolly wanted that stage to end. Same with Grant Applegate, a pair of playoff drivers that will unfortunately not have any of those playoff points now. So that is definitely a tough break for them, and definitely not what they were hoping for as drivers down pit side. We will see some pit stops here. Drivers coming down at the end of stage number 2 to get some fuel, get some tires, and they're going to jump back out there onto the racetrack and get ready to go back to green flag racing. But let's pull in this number 5 ride, Josh Kreider. Kreider winning down patiently here. Let's see if we can get him up into the broadcast booth as let me double check. Let's make sure we got his webcam up and working here as well. He's one of those drivers that jumped in a little later. So let's get Josh Kreider into the booth for his in-race interview. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's get him up here, chat. See if we can find him first here. Where is he hiding? There he is. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our stage 2 winner, the number 5 of Josh Kreider here. Let's pull Josh up here into the booth. Hey Josh, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Hey man, I got you.
Josh, man, a good second stage there as you're able to earn that stage win. Take us back through it as, again, another stage, another couple caution flags, but that late race shootout, trying to beat everyone back here to that start-finish line, trying to pick up that stage win, man. Take us back through, what's going through your mind right now in that SpongeBob fire suit.
Yeah, man, I mean, there's nothing that I do better than leading the pack at Daytona or Talladega, so I got a BS black flag call on the restart coming to the end of stage 1. So I was just trying to recover from that and didn't get any stage points in stage 1. So I knew I had to be really aggressive. I had Connolly and Brian working with me. So we'll see where it comes out. It's great to get a stage win, but I don't mean anything if I can't close it out. I was on the bubble. on the playoff cut line coming into this race, and the people that I'm competing with got stage points the first time. So I'm still in. I'm pretty got to get a top 5 to advance here. So I'll put my head down, see where we can go, and work with the people that are out here. But everybody's your enemy and everybody's your teammate here at Talladega. So I'm going to go out and win this one. Want to say hi to everybody that's watching at home. Shout out to the family and all that good stuff. And we'll see you in Victory Lane.
Absolutely, brother. Definitely going to be fun to watch you guys battle out there for the rest of the evening. Good note, though, is that this is only round 2 of the playoffs. You do have one more race here before our elimination race for stage number 1 of our playoffs.
This is actually the elimination race here. Talladega is the elimination.
Okay, so it goes 2 elimination races,
yeah.
And then
yeah. So that's why everybody's so antsy. This is elimination race for round 1, so 4 people were eliminated after this race.
All right, well, that makes it that much more interesting for us, as I thought elimination race was race number 3 at Kansas, so that's going to make things that much more tougher. And, man, a tough break, obviously getting that black flag, having to come down for the pass-through penalty, but a big restart right here for you as you're looking to try to put yourself into victory lane, try to work your way automatically into the next round of the playoffs. Good luck out there. Have some fun.
Yeah, appreciate
hopefully we see you back up here in the booth.
And to Dallas and Jordan, my number 1 haters, F y'all.
All right, brother. Good luck out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Josh Kreider, as Kreider currently rolling in about the 6th position, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. He's going to get ready to go up and through the gears and try to work himself back up to the front of the pack, and looking to try to keep it that way as he's getting a quick drink in, making sure that he's locked in, ready to go here for this next 28 laps here, as that will be the end of our first round of the playoffs. So that's a bit of a surprise for us. I thought we had 3 races and then a 3rd race with the cutoff race, but apparently it is the 2nd race for the cutoff race. So these drivers definitely going to feel that intensity this much more here, especially now at the end of the night. You got to make sure you keep yourself out of trouble. You got to make sure you keep yourself clean and green out there on the speedway, trying to work yourself into that next round of the playoffs. You want to be almost picture perfect here on the afternoon, and already you see and hear that intensity, that focus out of the number 5 ride of Josh Kreider after missing out on stage points there in stage number 1, knowing that he was one of those bubble drivers coming into this evening. Even after picking up that 2nd stage win, he's still not feeling comfortable, not feeling good out there on the speedway with where he was after that 1st stage and even the stage 2 win. That he wants to go out here. He knows he needs to get the job done. He needs to have that solid top 5, top 3 performance here, and maybe just getting that race win to lock your way straight on in. But if one of those drivers from behind him that were back there below that cutoff line, if they jump up here and they get the win, that could move that cut line, right around him again and move him farther back, where that could unfortunately eliminate him here from the playoffs in round number 1, and that's never where you want to be after so many hard-fought races and battles out there on the speedways. To be out of this playoff championship event, after the first round, know that he's still got a lot more races left to go, a couple more rounds to try to work yourself into that championship 4. You want to make sure that you're there. You want to make sure that you have that opportunity to be eliminated right out of the get-go. Is definitely not where you want to be. So, Kreider already feeling that pain, already feeling that heat here. So we'll have to wait and see what he can do and how he can maneuver his way towards the front of the field to try and pick up the big win here this afternoon. Right now, kind of stuck in the middle. Really not a whole lot of room for him to go up to the high side or down to the bottom side here. So hoping that his teammate Brian Underwood and the 42 of Kevin Winker can work well together here as a 3-car pack down through the middle, using that side draft, trying to drag these other packs back there behind him and trying to work himself and the 42, the 6, up towards the front of the field. As he's stuck right there in the middle, you do see only 26 more laps of racing action left to go here in this one. Next time by the start-finish line, we will see only 25 more laps left to go. So this race coming to a close in a quick hurry with only 25 more laps of racing action here. Each and every one of these playoff drivers looking to try and work their way into the next round of the playoffs. The only driver that's not sweating out there on the speedway was last week's winner, the number 16 ride of Matthew Wood, after being able to pick up the win last week at Watkins Glen. Wood's probably the only driver out here that's feeling pretty comfy on the speedway, as Wood, let's see where Wood is here on the racetrack. Oh, he's all the way back here in the 16th spot, trying to help Jaden Porter, William Connolly, some of his teammates out here a little deeper in the field, as Matthew Wood back in 16th. Unfortunately, you know, he's not in the place where he wants to be on the racetrack, but trying to help his teammates into the next round of the playoffs is definitely goal number one for a driver that's already locked in to that next round of the playoffs here. So Wood knows that all he has to do is just kind of, you know, keep rolling out there on the speedway. He doesn't really have to do anything. He get a start in park here this afternoon and not have to worry at all, but obviously trying to earn those extra stage points and everything else, and maybe a race win here himself. Obviously getting those extra bonus points would always be good, but being that extra car, that extra helping hand here for his teammates, trying to work them into that second round of the playoffs as well. Definitely goal number one here all evening long for that 16 ride of Matthew Wood, trying to help push his teammates to stage points and everything else. So far doing a good job of it, but back here in that 16th position, definitely not too much of a care here on the afternoon, knowing that he's got that ticket into the next round. He doesn't have to, you know, feel the intensity. He doesn't have to be sweating this out. He doesn't have to worry about getting into a wreck or into some of the carnage here, knowing that he's already on through. He doesn't have to worry too much about the points or anything else. He doesn't have to worry at all about the points and stuff. But some of these drivers up in the front of the field, they definitely feel that intensity. The 5 ride of Josh Kreider, you heard it there during that stage 2 break. He is feeling that intensity. He is feeling that drive to get to the front of the field, have this good finish, and get this run that he's looking for to work himself into that next round of the playoffs. And so aren't all these other drivers. Jordan Hand, Dylan Carrier, Brian Underwood, even trying to work himself into this, you know, playoff picture. Same with Chris Stange, Landon Burbage, Noah Blackwell, William Connolly. You know, all these drivers that are trying to earn all these points. Ben Gleason, the number 57 of Grant Applegate, Thomas Horvath, you know, they're all just looking to try to get the best points that they can to help their case here and help to try to work their way into the next round. And sometimes it's a little skill here at Talladega. Sometimes it's a little luck out here that can help you on through as well, as you never know when that big one's going to happen, as we get almost 20 laps left to go here in this one. 22 more laps left here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up as these drivers battle out here 3 wide, door to door, inches off of each other. Crank up that volume and cheer them on here in this one. The Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up caution flag is going to fly. The Peacemaker Gaming caution flag out there on the speedway, as quickly we do see that yellow flag here again this evening, and it looks like Matthew Wood getting collected in this one, maybe Ben Gleason and Dallas Stewart. Let's take a look and see what happened. As it looks like Dallas Stewart in the 38 ride, the Auto Value Parts Stores number 38, up into the outside fence. He's getting shoved by the number 1 of Jordan Hand, and heavy hit down low for Matthew Wood. Let's take another look at this one. His hand all over the back bumper here of the 38. The 38 unfortunately goes up the racetrack and into the outside fence right here. Honestly, the one still on his back bumper, it just kind of turns and shoves that number 38 down the racetrack, collecting the 66 of Ben Gleason, as Gleason comes down and into Matthew Wood. The 38 and Gleason going to come together again, but look at Matthew Wood hard down down into the inside fence, and I don't think there's any safer barriers right there. Heavy damage there for him. Heavy damage as well as the 66 slams into the inside fence. The 38 right also slamming in there. They make even more contact as they bounced off each other about 3 times here in this one. That's some tough hits out there on the racetrack. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with Matthew Wood as Wood. Working down low here, just trying to mind his P's and Q's. All of a sudden, a couple cars right over his nose. At first, looked like he was going to get through it, and then that second hit from Gleason, unfortunately, was hard contact into the inside fence. You hear that motor, unfortunately, expire right there for Matthew Wood, and that may be all she wrote here for that 16 ride here this evening. So, one of those drivers we talked about, though, being in that winner's circle last week, paying dividends here for him as he is able to use that win to lock himself into the next round. So even with that contact and maybe being done this race, it could potentially, well, he's already locked into the next round, so he doesn't even have to worry about it too much. Obviously, he's not going to want to be, out of the race here this afternoon. He wants to be able to keep on competing and battling here with his teammates, knowing that he can try to help them into the next round here as well. So he's trying to get everything he can, trying to put himself into that position to help his teammates out, to help them try to work their way into the next round of the playoffs. And unfortunately, that may came a little short here this afternoon. We'll see if we can pull Matthew Wood up here into the booth. Matthew does have his car down pit side, getting some extensive repairs done to it here. Let's see if we can quickly jump up into the booth here with Matthew Wood for his maybe post-race interview. We're not too sure if this is going to be the end of his night or not, but we will take a quick listen in and see what Matthew has to say here after a tough couple hits right there. Some good damage on the race car, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like we got the webcam there, Matthew, but let's see if we can pull him up into the booth no matter what. Hey, Matthew, it's Aaron out here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah.
Matthew, well, it does look like you were able to use that quick repair, get this car back out there onto the racetrack. Take us kind of back through that one, man. Just trying to hang out there towards the rear of the field, maybe late in this race, make that push to try to help your teammates into the next round of the playoffs. As you're already locked in, you don't have to really sweat too much about being collected in another big rank or having your car destroyed here this evening and having your night end early. As you're locked in, you don't have to worry too much about it, but I know you want to be out there helping each and every one of your teammates try to work their way into that next stage of the playoffs.
Yeah, I left the camera thing because I thought it was done, to be honest. Because I thought once you towed, because I thought this happened to me, once you tow, you can't use your quick repair, but apparently once you tow, you can use it. I didn't know that. That would have been helpful before I left. But, I don't know. I was saving fuel. I don't know. Justin's asking me a question. Anyway, I was using. Okay, Justin was still talking to me. So, I was saving fuel. I had made it. Me and Jaden were probably going to make it on fuel, and I saw it start to happen. But I don't know if Dallas just wasn't holding a line or it was a bad push. I don't know what happened, but Dallas came in front of me. I was on the brakes, and then all of a sudden I got freaking sideswiped by Ben. I jumped scare and a half, and then that was probably the biggest hit I've taken on iRacing. But yeah, I thought I can make it back, and then it wouldn't make it back. So I'm going to try to get back on the lead lap, get the free pass. I'm the only one a lap down, so
Absolutely.
hopefully
Either
I can.
being a lap down or not, you're locked into the next stage of the playoffs here. And we all thought that the stages, the elimination races, were the third race here in this first round, but apparently it is after these first 2 races. So looks like we're gonna have an elimination race here this afternoon. How are your teammates feeling right now? How are you guys all feeling as a group coming into this race, knowing that this could be a make or break here for Landon Burbage and any of your other teammates that are still in the playoffs here right now?
Oh, obviously. I mean, I'm gonna try to help them as much as I can, but it's all gonna come down to what other people do. I'm gonna have to try and help Landon after his disastrous week at Watkins Glen. yeah, I'll try my best.
Absolutely. Well, good luck out there, Matthew. Have some fun, and maybe we'll see, one of your teammates and maybe yourself. You get that lucky dog back up here in Victory Lane or in the broadcast booth by the end of the night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Matthew Wood. Is Matthew coming in and, giving us a quick little in-race interview there as we go back to battle here in this one. The green flag quickly back out into the air as Josh Kreider continuing to lead the way. Kreider out in front, Brian Underwood there in second as you do see William Connolly there in position number 3. Danny White there in 4th. Landon Burbage back there in position number 5 as the front of this field starting to get a little single file here and trying to build up that speed, build up that momentum. Now you do see the number 79 Ryan going to jump out to the outside groove. It is the 2 rider Landon Burbage who's going to go with them there. They look to the outside of the 25 of William Connolly, trying to get that second groove rocking and rolling once again out here on the speedway as drivers trying to find their teammates, trying to find their friends, their dancing partners here for the rest of this race. They're trying to work together, trying to go together here and see what they can do to try to work their way to the front of the field. You do see a pair of those premier racing setups, Ryan, quickly jumping out to that 3rd line on the speedway. Here comes another one of them as the 1 rider Jordan Hand right there as well. He's going to go a little bit more in the middle, trying to make sure he keeps that draft here. Now going to fall in line with his teammates. So 3 of those premier racing setups, Ryan's hooked up on the outside groove, and they are going to try to push their way to the front of the field. Is in the middle groove, the number 79 Ryan getting a good shove there from Landon Burbage, going door to door with that 5 of Josh Kreider here into quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. It's still Josh Kreider who continues to lead the way. It's Kreider looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here in this one. It's my boy Black Phoenix. Black Phoenix coming in, dropping the like on the stream. How are you, Black Phoenix? Coming in, showing the love over there on Facebook. I appreciate that, brother, showing the love here in this one. As Brian Carrier says, time to regroup and get back to the front. Number 88, yes, Stursky, you see him, he's doing it right now. He's doing it right now as Catherine says, okay, you are good, Matthew. Just focus back on now. Yeah, just focus back in there. You could hear him there in that interview. He's kind of focused. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what he wants to do. And that's help his teammates here into that next round of the playoffs. He's got to make some work done. He's got to try to work him back up there. And even though he is a lap down, I don't think it's really going to affect the 16 ride. All he's got to do is help his teammates here get a good finish. He could still finish back in the 18th position, be that one and only driver a lap down out there on the speedway. He doesn't have to worry about where he finishes here this afternoon. All he has to worry about is where his teammates finishes. He's already locked in, already punched that ticket into the second round of the playoffs. So Wood sitting pretty out there on the speedway, just knowing that he's going to help his teammates get to the front of the field and finish off this race on a good finishing position to work their way into that second round. As our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up was cut short right there, we are going to jump back into our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers as we crank it back up here on Peacemaker Gaming. So crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here once again on Peacemaker. Look out, contact down out at corner number 2 in the yellow flag back out onto the speedway. Your boy's just trying to get a drink, chat. Just trying to get a drink into me here quickly. quick little breather as we're going to get another caution flag here on the speedway. Let's take a look back and see what happens here in this one as some more pushing and shoving down the backstretch. Take a look at the 9 right here. That is Noah Blackwell. I do believe Blackwell is going to get a big shove here from his teammate back behind him here, and I'm not sure if he's the first driver to kind of get a little squirrely, make some contact, and take a look right here, gets a couple shoves right there, down into the wall, back up the racetrack, and it kind of brings that line with them, and then you see everybody just kind of get turned around right here. Let's see if we get another shot at this one. And some pretty good hits, some pretty good contact here for a bunch of these drivers. The 29 rider, Chris Stange, one of those cats kind of right in the middle of this. You see the 9 into the wall, bounces back up the racetrack. It kind of brings Jordan Hand around, and he gets into Landon Burbage. The 88 gets into the 29 of Stange. The 99 gets into Thomas Horvath right there as everyone kind of just bouncing around. And unfortunately, one of those drivers with a big hit here on this one is the 29 of Stange hard down into the inside fence right there as everyone else just trying to work their way through it, trying to make sure they stay out of even more carnage here on the speedway. So let's take another look at this one here. See another look, another angle at it, and see this contact in the battles that transpires is down the backstretch. Horvath, hard contact there. The 8 rider broke over into the outside fence. A little bit of damage there for the 2 and the 88 ride as well there as a few drivers tied up coming down the backstretch. Luckily enough, not any more drivers were collected in that, but we will see a lot of drivers head down pit road, look to get some repairs done to their rides. You see the damage here on this 88 machine of Dylan Carrier as he's down pit road. The 99 with some burnt up tires. The 2 ride of Landon Burbage, he's going to have a little bit of damage here on this number 2 machine as he makes his way down pit lane. Going to get some repairs, get ready to go back to battle here on the evening. Chris Stange, luckily enough, able to get that quick repair and keep on rolling here on the speedway after his big hit. That was the biggest hit, I think, of this caution flag is out of this number 29 of Chris Stange. Stange, unfortunately, right here, kind of gets hit, kind of gets shoved again, and hard contact down into that inside fence right there. See everyone else trying to scurry around there. The 2 ride just getting stopped before hitting that inside wall. A lot of heavy damage out of this number 29. You see that black and white smoke funneling out of the rear end of this 29. He was lucky enough to have that extra car in the quick repair to get this thing rolling once again onto the speedway as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from Talladega Super Speedway. As out in front, it's Josh Kreider. Kreider continues to lead the way as we'll continue here quickly with our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. And that was definitely a big caution flag right there as well. Matthew Wood able to keep himself out of that one. He will get the free pass and he'll be back onto the lead lap here as well. So Matthew Wood back into contention for this evening's checkered flag. So a good break there for Mr. Wood here in this one as well. And so Jimmy 6 times said, sorry, this isn't Elim race. This isn't an Elim race, or it is an Elim race. Now I'm confused after reading that one. Now I'm confused. I don't know. Is it an Elim race or not an Elim race? I thought it was 3, but I could be wrong. I thought Kansas was the first elimination race, but I could be wrong. Nonetheless, drivers trying to get every point they can, trying to get every run they can to try to work themselves into the next round of the playoffs. I may have gotten some bad information from Jimmy 6 times in the, or I may have gotten some bad information there from Josh Kreider. I don't know. I don't know at this point. We're up in the air on whether or not this is truly an Elim race or not. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing.
Everybody. Engines roaring loud and proud. Track is hot, fans are wild. Speeds are climbing high and fast. Racing dreams are built to last. the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Grind. Uh-oh.
Alrighty, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Drivers down through the tri-oval, only 9 more laps left to go when we go back to green flag racing here in this one. Only 9 more laps of racing action left here this afternoon from the Talladega Super Speedway. As Kreider at the front of the field getting a good jump right there and a good shove from the 6th ride of Mr. Underwood. Is Underwood sitting right there on his back bumper. It's going to be door-to-door action back out of corner number 2 as drivers trying to work their way as quickly as possible up towards the front of the field, starting to run out of time. Here for drivers at the back, they got to make sure they get up on top of the wheel and work themselves to the front. Now, does that mean a little bit more pushing and shoving? Absolutely it does. Drivers will be looking to get every single inch they can out there on the speedway. They will be leaving drivers high and dry as Kevin Winker just got left there on that outside lane. The 54, and Thomas Horvath sees a good run coming, quickly jumps down to the middle groove right there, and unfortunately leaves the 42 all by himself in Winker Nation. Feel the paint right there as Kevin Winker slides back to position number 18 here on the speedway. As Josh Kreider out in front leading the way here from Talladega Super Speedway. Kreider getting a great shove here from Danny White, but White pushing him out in front maybe a little too far as they continue to try to open up the gap between themselves in that middle lane as the inside lane man starting to get some good runs, but that's going to open up the door here for the 25 right of William Connolly to lead them high and dry. That's going to put a big gap back between the 79 and the 74 as Jaden Porter trying to work to the back bumper here of Danny White. Danny White, though, continuing to push that number 5 right, sinking basically glued right there to his back bumper, not leaving the 5 rides back bumper here in this one as Josh Kreider out in front looking to continue to keep that race lead. Now going to leave that inside lane open for the 79 as he slides into that middle groove. Throwing a big block there to the 25 right of William Connolly as now you see them coming 30 wide. Things start to get a little bit more organized, but contact. Jaden Porter down hard into the inside fence. Heavy damage there for the Sim Racing Center number 74. Jaden Porter running into some heavy contact there, and no caution flag as he's down off the speedway. The only driver involved, no yellow flag on the speedway. As out in front is now Chris Stange down the inside lane. He's getting pushed here from the 5 right of Josh Kreider. A bunch of our playoff drivers starting to work their way towards the front of the field, especially those drivers on the playoff bubble. As we'll have to wait and see if the Premier Racing Setups rides can all get hooked together as more contact down. Oh, baby, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. More contact, more drivers running into issues. There's the yellow flag. Caution flag on the racetrack. A good break for Jaden Porter as he's down pit side, but a tough break here. Some good damage for William Connolly. Landon Burbage with heavy damage and stuck down here on pit lane. And then we see Grant Applegate, I do believe, also getting a piece of that one as we will take a look back and see what happened here. Is, yeah, you do see the 2, the 57, and the 25 all getting tied together here. Now you watch this number 25 ride up on the outside lane. William Connolly was up on the outside groove here. Now I think he's going to get a big shove coming to his back bumper. If you look down low, the 9 ride, a Blackwell, come with a big head of steam. He tries to get to the outside of the 25. The 25 trying to stay in front of him. Unfortunately, dangs him in the rear bumper there, just in the wrong spot. It gets him loose. He washes down the racetrack right over the nose there of Landon Burbage. Burbage nowhere to go. Same with the 57 rider Grant Applegate. They all get tied up in this one now. Fairly minimal damage here for the 25 and the 57, even as they wash back up onto the racetrack here. See the 25 Ryan kind of getting up onto the cushion right there a little bit more, back up onto the racetrack, which could affect a little bit of the handling of these cars and bend maybe the front bumper up, but it's the 2 rider Landon Burbage who ends up getting the worst end of this deal. So let's take a look here. The two ride, nowhere to go, kind of stuck there in the middle. He comes down and hard into that inside fence here on the bottom side of corner number 1, and you hear the engine unfortunately come to an end there as well. You hear that bottom end fall out of it. Heavy damage there for that 2 machine, and unfortunately he's taking this car back down behind the pit wall here, looking to get some repairs onto it, as this car was not going to drive itself back down the pit lane, and unfortunately going to have to make that toe, and it could put him a lap down here late in this race, as that's a heartbreaker right there for Landon Burbage. That may be all she wrote for his playoff hopes here this afternoon, as he is still sitting down pit road, hoping to get back out onto the racetrack. But as you do see our race leaders roll down across the start-finish line, that's going to put him at least maybe 2 laps down here on the speedway. So a tough break right there for Burbage, as William Connolly able to take himself back down pit road, getting some repairs. Same with Grant Applegate. We did see Jaden Porter run into those issues down the back straightaway. Let's see if we can take a look at Jaden Porter's issues, as let's take a look at his hit here again down that back stretch. See how this one got started here as the 74 ride. Not sure if he's going to get tagged from the 2 machine or not, as the 2 ride of Burbage is right here on his back bumper. There's some contact here. Oh, the 25 getting very loose there in that middle groove. Once the 25 right, he's getting a big shove from Noah Blackwell. Kind of gets a little loose, gets a bit of a bad shove there, just ever so slightly in the wrong spot on the back bumper, and it just shoots him down the racetrack, unfortunately, right into the 74 ride, and he hits that wall at just such a bad angle there, man. Absolutely tears the 74 ride apart, and fortunately for Jaden Porter, having to take that car down behind pit wall as well. Extended period of time for him down pit side, still getting that car repaired, as we do see Landon Burbage still down pit side here. The Prince towing Camaro still on pit road, still trying to get this car fixed up and back out onto the racetrack. Unfortunately, his playoff hopes may be slowly but surely driving around him here on the speedway, as Catherine Beverly says, let's go, number 16. Farrell Robbins, how are you, Farrell? Farrell coming in, showing the love as well. Says, let's go, number 79. Cheering on the 79 machine out there on the speedway. Currently doing a good job here, Danny White. Tied up in a couple incidences early in this race, but nonetheless, the Jack Daniels 79 ride, the Old Dogs ride, looking pretty good out there on the speedway. How are you, Farrell? Farrell, why aren't you out here, brother? Why aren't you out here racing with the boys right now? You should be out here. You should be racing with these competitors here this afternoon and battling here in the beautiful Talladega Super Speedway. As man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, if you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys do us a favor. Take a look right now during this caution break. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream for us, man. It's absolutely free to do. Helps us out a ton. Drop a couple comments. Let us know right now before we go back to Green Flag Racing. Who do you want to see up here in Victory Lane? Who do you want to see pick up that checkered flag, or maybe a team to pick up a win here this afternoon? Let us know in that comment section who you're cheering for, who you want to see pick up a win. And who do you think, if you don't have a favorite or a team that you're cheering for, let us know who you want to, you know, maybe what car, your favorite car, favorite paint scheme, which car you want to see get the dub here this afternoon. Could it be that number 16 of Matthew Wood, who now Wood looking pretty solid out here on the speedway, gonna get ready to be restarting here in that 6th position. So not too long ago, we saw him get hard into the inside fence, went a lap down. Luckily enough, was able to get that lap back during one of the final caution flags that we've had here. Gets back onto the lead lap, able to work himself up through some of the traffic, avoid some of that carnage right there. Now finds himself in position number 6 here for the restart. So Matthew Wood right back into this thing. Can he get it done? Can he find his way into victory lane? What about Dylan Carrier right there behind him? The Premier Racing Setups ride. They're in position number 7. His teammate Noah Blackwell back there actually in the 7th spot. The 88's in the 8th spot, but they're door-to-door here on this restart. Their other teammate, Jordan Hand, a little farther back here in that number 1 machine as he rolls in the 12th position here on the speedway. Is out in front, Chris Stange. continuing to lead the way here. So Stange and Kreider, 1 and 2 on the speedway, getting ready to go back to green flag racing for what could be our final restart of the afternoon. Is this the final restart? Is this the last one as we get ready for a green-white checkered finish down through the Geico restart zone? We will see that green flag fly. The next time around will be the white flag. If we see the white flag fly before another caution, the next flag will end it no matter what. Whether or not we're wrecking into corner number 1 on that final lap, it does not matter. The white flag will be the last lap no matter what. So all we gotta do is make it 1 lap around the speedway until this race will end up being official no matter what happens out there on the final lap. So all things can be set loose here, and drivers now feeling that intensity, knowing that they get one more shot to try to make their moves, try to get to the front of the field, to try to maybe pick up a big win or have a big points night here to try to earn themselves their ticket into the second round of our Premium Stock Car Racing League playoffs. Now you see some 3 wide as here comes the 88 wide. Dylan Carrier right into the middle. Back bumper now of the number 5 of Josh Kreider. They're 3 wide still for a couple rows back there as drivers making some moves. The 88 jumps up to the outside lane. He doesn't have room for his teammate here, but now he's going to get hooked up with Matthew Wood. Instead, across the start-finish line is Brian Underwood, who leads the way as the white flag has been displayed. One more time around for these Premium Stock Car Racing League drivers. 1 more lap here to settle things as out in front it's Chris Stange. Stange at the front of the field looking to pick up the checker flag here this afternoon. The middle lane starting to run out of options here is now, here you go, the outside lane starting to build up some momentum. The outside groove looking for a big run. Jordan Hand right there trying to push that middle groove. As Chris Stange looking for the win, the 79 ride all over his back bumper. That is Danny White. White not going to leave his back bumper, but we do see a couple drivers spinning out deeper in the field. Down through the tri-oval for the one last time. More contact, more drivers collected. There goes the Premium Stock Car Racing rides. Drag race back to the line, and it's Brian Underwood. Underwood able to pick up the win here in this one as chaos ensues down through the tri-oval. Brian Underwood door to door with Chris Stange able to steal this win down through the tri-oval. It is Underwood who gets the job done here in this one. Stange gonna come home in second. Van Gleason gonna come home in third with William Connolly in fourth. Matthew Wood gonna come home in the 5th position. He's going to slam into the back end of the 9 ride of Noah Blackwell as Ryan Haller there in 6th. Noah Blackwell going to come home in 7th. Kevin Winker, Thomas Horvath, Danny White are top 10. Dallas Seawer in 11th with Dylan Carrier, Josh Kreider, Nathan Brookover, Jordan Hand, Grant Applegate, Landon Burbage, Jaden Porter, and Aiden Lucas bringing up the rear of the field as a absolutely wild finish here in this one, but it's all Brian Underwood. Underwood gonna pick up the dub here in this one. We'll get ready to pull in our race winner here in just a little bit, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look back and see how things ensued there on that final trip through the tri-oval here this afternoon at Talladega Super Speedway. We saw a lot of action, a lot of drivers unfortunately run into issues, run into each other there in a big wreck down through that tri-oval coming to the checkered flag, but at the end of the day, the 6th ride of Brian Underwood able to pick up the dub. He's going to be ecstatic about this one as he's going to be able to pull this 6th ride up and into victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for Mr. Underwood. Let's get some hashtag number 6s up in the chat. Hashtag 6 up in the chat right now for Mr. Underwood here in this one, man. That was a hell of a run, hell of a drive right there for him as he's able to put himself up here and into victory lane, man. What a performance for Mr. Underwood here in this one. As Carla May coming in as well, hitting that follow button over on Facebook. Carla, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Smashing that follow button here this afternoon as let's take a look back here. As Brian Underwood probably, getting settled in, feeling all those emotions. We'll give him a little bit of a breather here. Let him catch his breath, after the, craziness that ensued there on that green-white checkered finish. And we'll take a look back and see what happened here down out of corner number 4. And let's see what happened here through the trial bullets, man. There was a lot to see as we see the one right of Jordan Hand on the back bumper here of Josh Kreider. Let's see if we can get another look at this one, the chopper view. So Kreider kind of in the middle here, pushing the number 6, getting a good shove out of quarter number 4 from Jordan Hand. Hand jumps up here. He's going to go take a look to the outside with his teammate. That's Dylan Carrier right there with them. So the 6 decides to try to go down low as he gets pushed cleared of the 29 of Chris Stange. And then the 5 ride kind of gets left out there. So he tries to jump up to the outside to take that outside lane, try to get the push from the 1 ride. Unfortunately, as he comes up, the 88 and the 1 kind of just overlap each other, and it kind of just hooks the 1 up into the 5 machine, and then it's on like Donkey Kong. From that point on, all these drivers unfortunately slamming into it. You take a look here at all these drivers that just kind of get tied up right here. Each and every one of them, man, just heavy damage, heavy tore up race cars. You see Jordan Hand hard up into the outside fence. The 88 climbing up the rear end of the 5 right of Kreider. The 79 of Danny White right into it. And you see Dallas Seward, Thomas Horvath, the 16 of Matthew Wood somehow going to drive through this one as another look. Let's see what happens here. Full speed. Some of the hits here for these drivers, man. A lot of drivers, just unfortunate breaks here. A lot of drivers nowhere to go and getting tore up here in this one as we get a look from Thomas Horvath here as that contact, and then again, just unfortunately everyone trying to get everything they can here at the end, and Horvath spun down to the inside here, bouncing off the wall. Actually gets pushed across the line there by the 38 ride, so Horvath may have thanked him for that one, as that was able to bring him home in the 9th position, but definitely not the way a lot of these drivers wanted their nights to go. And then we saw some more contact back here as well between the 8 and the 57, the 9 ride of Blackwell here out at quarter number 4. So looks like Connolly gets loose up the racetrack, pushes the 8 up into the 9 ride, which gets Noah Blackwell into the outside fence, and then the 8 ride, after bouncing off the 9 machine, just cuts down the racetrack. Unfortunately, tanks that 57 to Grant Applegate, and unfortunately around goes Applegate right there as well in that Red Bull Racing ride. But all that chaos, all that carnage here to finish off the evening. And it's the number 6 picking up the dump as the contact, the chaos ensues back here behind him. Brian Underwood trying to still pick up this win here in the evening. So he's going to take it and try to keep himself out in front. The 29 ride of Chris Stange going to give it one last ditch effort here in the final couple hundred feet. Unfortunately, can't quite get the run he needed as the 6 ride going to pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. A heck of a run, a heck of a drive there for Brian Underwood as we'll get ready to pull him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Brian, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Ryan, brother, what a run, what a race, and what a time for you to get your first win of the actual season here, man. In this second race of the playoffs, you're able to pick this big Talladega Super Speedway win up, man. Take us back through this one and take us through that chaos that kind of was going on there in those closing laps.
Yeah, I mean, my objective the whole race was just to stay up front, get as much stage points, which I did that with both of them. And I wasn't trying to play defense. I wanted to really go on the offensive and get as many points as I could. And once I got to the end of the race, it was just trying to find the right spot. Luckily, I had teammates that lined up. It seemed like every time there. And Josh gave me a hell of a shove going down the back. And also on 1 and 2, and then I dropped down, and Stange, he gave me a little push so that, I don't know, it just kind of lined up.
Absolutely, brother. Lined up perfectly there for you. Now, you get that shove out of corner number 4 from your teammate as Josh Kreider trying to get as many points as possible here as well, trying to have a good run. Obviously, ran into issues there with the black flag on the restart in stage number 1. Didn't get any of those stage points, but got the stage 2 win. We dragged him in here. He was feeling pretty urgent. He said that this was a cutoff race. This was an elimination race. Is that correct? I thought it was Kansas next week is our elim race.
Yeah, I don't know. The same schedule as last season and still have confusion. Yeah, next week is the cutoff. So,
Yeah, so all the ones on the schedule that say elim and are highlighted in red are the elimination races, correct?
correct.
Okay, perfect. I thought so, and when I dragged him in here and I talked to him about it, he definitely seemed pretty flustered and pretty on edge trying to, get as many points as possible and thought that this was the elimination race. So he was definitely feeling the urgency here, and I called it out there. I wasn't sure what was going on there, so I just took his word for it, and that might have built a little bit more urgency here in the afternoon for some of these drivers. But you were able to keep yourself kind of cool, calm, and collective up there towards the front of the field. Keep making some moves, coming from the bottom lane to the middle groove to the high side, kind of slide around the racetrack there and finding your teammate late in this race, getting that good shove and being able to slide in front of Chris Stange and pick up a big win here at Talladega, man. It's gotta feel pretty dang good. Take us through some of your emotions right now, knowing that you're locked into the next round of the playoffs. You can kind of take Kansas easy next week. You don't have to worry about those points. You can move on and not have to stress here for at least one more week.
Yeah, I mean, it basically just relieved. I mean, it's been over a whole year, so I've seen so many different winners in our series over the last year, and it's been a year since I won a points race. So it's relieved on both ends on being locked in and just being able to get that monkey off my back. And like I've been saying, I'm just I'm gonna be ready for the playoffs. I wasn't so much worried about the regular season. I knew I was gonna point in. So it's just I'd say the biggest feeling I got is relieved.
Absolutely, and as you said, it's been a little while since we saw you in victory lane. Obviously, not in a points race, but the last time we did see you pick up a dub was at Daytona for our first bit of a show here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League this season with our, I don't know what you wanted to call it there, the duel at Daytona kind of deal, as you're able to pick up that checker flag at another super speedway. Do you feel like you're starting to become one of those super speedway ringers here in the series? Do you think this is kind of more of your niche now compared to some of those other short track style races where we've seen you have some pretty good finishes and pretty good runs?
Yeah, I feel like I'll run in front at super speedways. It's just about the luck of the game. Just finding the right spot, avoiding the big ones. I didn't get in any wrecks today, so that was a big part. And like I said, it's a lot of luck. And to be honest, I hate super speedways. I used to love them, and now I hate them. So I'll take it.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a great win and a great drive here in our second playoff race of the season, man. Brian, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great drive here this afternoon?
Yeah, I gotta thank you for putting on the show. You do a great job every week. I gotta thank all my teammates between Connolly, Josh, Ben Gleason, Horvath. Well, they're not all teammates, but we're all working together there, and Brookover, and just I think our setup provider is a good setup compared to the Dago duels early on. You could actually bump, make some moves. A lot of three-wide racing. Drivers did a pretty good job. I think most of the wrecks were in the back, which is head-scratching. But just thank all the drivers that showed up. And honestly, it's a collective effort to keep the league going. And it's definitely a blast with all these pieces come together this season.
Absolutely, everyone working together, matching together, man, creating some amazing racing here, man, and it's only going to get bigger and better here for the Premium Stock Car Racing League. But you got a lot to focus on here, trying to pick up a championship, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack here for race number 3. Obviously, not a lot of sweat for you. You don't have to worry too much, but I know you're going to be trying to help your teammates out as much as possible, trying to get them locked into the next round as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the big win here tonight, Brian.
Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Brian Underwood. Underwood picking up the checkered flag here in this one, man. A great run and a great drive there for the number 6 machine. And see, as Kev says, from 13th to 6th, right at the line. Laugh aloud. Happy with the results. Almost a top 5 for the 99 ride. Yes, Sirski. So happy I avoided that wreck. Laugh aloud. Yeah, that was a big wreck, unfortunately. SSJ says, I love Tiny Netcode. Tiny Netcode, unfortunately, tears up a lot of stuff. A lot of cars get tore up. As this was a great race, Catherine. This was a great race. Some great racing out there, man. These guys put on a heck of a show for us. As we're going to get ready for the second place driver to jump up here into the broadcast booth, Chris Stange. Stange coming up oh so close to victory lane here himself. Let's pull Chris up and into the broadcast booth here in this one. Hey, Chris, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Yes, sir. Chris, man, so close to tasting victory here at Talladega Super Speedway, man, as you're battling there with the 6th ride of Brian Underwood. You're seeing all the pushing and shoving going on in your rear view mirror, man. Take us back through that, throughout your race here, trying to obviously earn some stage points and obviously trying to pick up a big win here this afternoon. Unfortunately, you have to settle in for a second place run, man. But take us back through this one and through those final laps here at Talladega.
Man, this whole race was pretty wild. It was a struggle to stay up front. We definitely were in probably every position out there at some point in time. And yeah, definitely we're going after some stage points. Missed out in stage 1, had to get some in stage 2. Lucked up with a second there, so that helps. And then honestly, coming there to the end, second kind of feels like a win without the trophy. So we will take that for sure. Great points day. That should keep us in the hunt, get us ready to go next week.
Absolutely. Keeping you in the hunt, earning those points, and being able to finish off this race. Well, you see a lot of those other drivers that were trying to find a way up and around you, trying to find a way to beat you here this afternoon, and a lot of your playoff competitors get tore up there down through the tri-oval. You're going to feel pretty happy with how, the evening kind of win. Now, I'm not too certain on, the amount of stage points or anything else you were able to earn here throughout the day. We saw you up here battling towards the front of the field and being able to finish it off and have that pretty good gap between yourself and a lot of these other competitors with you for this first round of the playoffs, man. It's got to feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah. No, this is great. Everybody knows the mess that's gone on here in the Southeast over the last month, and we were part way affected, not nowhere near as bad as some others, and so we're thankful for that. But, yeah, the last few weeks have just been unreal to say the least. So to come out with a podium, nice points day, be in the hunt for the next round in the championship. Yeah, we're happy, man. This is good. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. Some great stuff, some great driving out there on a solid second place finish here for you to finish off the evening at Talladega Super Speedway. Chris, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great drive here this evening?
Oh yeah, big shout out to the admins and the guys that put on the league, and to you and all the fans you bring in the broadcast. We really appreciate that, and big shout out to my Fueled Up crew and all my sponsors, and my family that stands behind me and backs me financially to be able to even come out here and do this. Yeah, thanks to everybody. Thanks to Danny White for keeping a good push there at the end. That helped me stay up there and be able to come home with a second place finish. And thanks to all the fans watching.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Chris, a great run, a great drive. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack at Kansas, and maybe you can come home one spot better and put that 29 right up here in Victory Lane.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Beauty. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the second place run here this evening.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Mr. Chris Stange. Stange coming home in position number 2 in that 29 ride. A good run and a great drop there by him, as Jimmy Six Time says, sorry, saying this was the elimination race. That's okay, brother. It's okay. You confused me there for a little bit, and then it took me a little bit to see the comment that you put on there. So I was like, wait, does he know it is or isn't it? Like, I thought that was maybe before or after the the interview, so I was it was up in the air there for a little bit, but I was pretty positive that it was the next race. I could have swore that we talked about it before, and that it's the third race of the first round that was the elimination race. Every race that's in the schedule that's highlighted in red is the elimination race, not the one before it. So that was the confusion right there. But we're glad it's not the final race of this round for the playoffs, because there was a lot of drivers unfortunately not having the runs or the finishes that they were hoping for there at the end, yourself included, Jimmy, as Mr. Six Times coming in showing the love, and just some tough hits, some tough breaks there late in this race. Now we can kind of go to Kansas, focus on those points straight up, and race without as much of a big question mark of a racetrack. It's a little bit more of a skill gap style of a speedway. You're really going to be fast, being able to hold that speed, being able to keep yourself at the front of the field and play that strategy game perfectly there at Kansas, compared to the big question mark. Anything can happen Talladega. We saw unfortunate breaks for a lot of drivers that were just minding their own P's and Q's, trying to stay out of the way, and all of a sudden, bam, they get tagged, they get turned, they get tore up in a quick hurry, and that's the risk here with super speedway racing, unfortunately, is we're going to get ready for one of those drivers that was able to work their way through some of that carnage. The number 66 of Ben Gleason. Gleason winning pit side here. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Ben, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Yes, sir.
And, man, a great run and a great drive here for you as you're rolling that Oscar Mayer rider around this speedway, trying to avoid a lot of this carnage, trying to avoid a lot of this damage here. Unfortunately, got tied up into it a couple times out there on the racetrack, but you're able to just keep your foot in the throttle, keep yourself rolling out there, get that car repaired, and all of a sudden, the floodgates kind of open for you here on that final lap down through the tri-oval, as it seemed like almost the rest of the field was destroying themselves down through the tri-oval. You were able to just squeeze on through there and get through unscathed and pick up a solid third-place run.
Yeah, I just kept it pinned and hope I didn't get involved. And that was literally all I could do at that point.
Just aim for the bushes, right, brother?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, you're able to get through it. You're able to pull that 66 right up here into position number 3, man. Take us, through some of this race. Obviously, we saw, quite a few caution flags. Not a whole lot, but a couple in each of those stages, and then a few there in that final stage. So it really took the fuel mileage gameplay out of it there that we were going to probably see here for that final run. What kind of went through your mind throughout this day, throughout this race, knowing that, fuel wasn't going to be really an issue, and that it was just going to be really about survival here on the evening?
Well, my biggest problem was I had damage early, and I had over 5 minutes of damage, and I fixed it every caution that I could, and then by the end of the second stage, it was all fixed. Then another caution came where I was involved, had to go in, fix that, and then from there, ran clean.
Absolutely. Well, you're definitely able to run clean and run yourself right on through all the carnage around you here on the front straightaway. Congratulations on the great run, great drive here tonight in this one, Ben. Who would you like to thank for such a great performance here this afternoon?
First, I got to thank my wife for letting me do this. It takes up Saturday nights, and I'm glad she puts up with it. Second, Josh Kreider, Brian Underwood, Thomas Horvath, Nathan Brookover, Chris Getz, who's unfortunately not here, and Conley. Got to thank all those guys.
Absolutely, man. It's teamwork that makes the dream work, and here you are tonight picking up a solid podium run. Hopefully some momentum being built up for you here late in the season, and make some more and more trips up here into the broadcast booth before the end of the season.
That'd be nice.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Ben, we look forward to seeing you back in action next weekend from the beautiful Kansas Speedway. And as I said, hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth. Maybe a couple spots better. Find that 66 right up in Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Ben Gleason. Gleason coming home there in third, having himself a great run and a great drive here this afternoon, as unfortunately that is going to do it for us here this evening, man. Some great racing, some great fun all day long, and these guys put on a heck of a show and a heck of a race for us, man, as Chad Kreider coming in as well, smashing that subscribe button. Chad, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Coming in, smashing that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't done it yet, please do us the favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. Drop a couple comments here on the broadcast. Tell us what you think, what you thought of the stream, and give us any creative criticism or anything else, or cheer on your favorite drivers one more time here. As unfortunately, that's going to do it for us here tonight. And I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love here all evening long. But we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow for another doubleheader. We're going to have two races tomorrow evening, one early on about 4 o'clock Eastern time, and another that'll get started about 9 o'clock Eastern time. So two good races, two big races again tomorrow evening for everyone to enjoy on their Sunday. And I'll see you guys right back up here in the broadcast booth. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out, baby. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.